Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Roads Less Traveled. Today we are in the garage, and that is because we are getting ready for another adventure. Alright, time to get the bike up. Well, this is unfortunate. Got caught in the rain. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Next week, I am going to be attending the Palmetto ADV Rally, which is right here in Charleston, South Carolina. It's created by Cheyenne Ledyard, who also owns Ledyard Barbecue. I got the weekend pass. It's 4 days from the 16th to the 19th of March, 3 nights of camping, and that comes with 2 barbecue dinners, a seafood dinner, coffee stations, and free breakfast, which is pretty awesome. The routes are pretty much a lot of the local routes I usually ride, parts of the SCAR, Francis Marion, Donnelly WMA, Ace Basin, and there's some brewery routes and downtown historic Charleston route, so pretty cool. Anyway, I've got some new tires to put on. I'm gonna lube up the chain, as well as some camping gear to pack up. That should about do it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with that and see how it goes. I'm gonna start with this back tire, and then work my way to the front. All right. Go. Just a little stomping. All right. So I got my tire spoons in. I'm hoping not to pinch this tube. I'd like to reuse it, but I do have another one just in case. Obviously, for my trail side video, known to pop a tube. There we go. Alright. We're getting somewhere, folks. Alright. That is one side. I'm going to flip it over, do the same thing, just on the opposite side. Alright, now we got both sides of the tire over the rim. Now that the rim is down in the middle of the tire, these tires are super stiff, but a little bit of muscling, and we should be able to push them right off. Get this bead tool in place, and that is just going to ensure that it keeps the bead down as I work around this tire. Going to be as gentle as I can, as I've mentioned a few times, really don't want to bite that tube. Take it slow. Sure I'm in there, not grabbing the tube, doing nice little bits at a time. See? I think the battery on my inflator died. We got a new battery, and we got a little helper. We got 5 PSI. Oh yeah, high five. Good job, you did it. Woo-hoo. One more tire to go. Oh. Look at that. Yay! Good job. No leaks. Now we got to get the tire back on the bike, or the wheel back on the bike, and tire number 2. That should do it. Ocean Pro rim lock for the front. Figure if I'm changing the tires, might as well add this in. That's what I did last time. Hope that bead sets properly. And it looks like we are holding pressure. And we are done. So we actually have 2 new tires, no punctured rims, or no punctured tubes. Added the rim lock, which is going to throw off the weight. So I went ahead and put weights on the other side directly opposite of the rim lock, since that's what we are trying to balance. I taped it up for now just to see before I stick them on, but let's give it a try. So when I give it a little nudge, it should stop in different places versus before when it was going to the rim lock every time. That's good. Stopped, not continuing to rotate. So I'm going to call that good. I'm going to go ahead and stick these on for real, and we'll get this wheel back on. That'll do it. Tires are on. Everything looks good. We'll get this chain lubed up and take a look at that camping gear. Got my brush. Go ahead and spin the rear wheel, get a bunch of this crap brushed off. That should do it. All right, so what are we bringing on this trip? This is all the stuff that I'm going to be packing. It's a little bit more than I would normally carry. Previous videos you've seen super lightweight setup, just a hammock, only the pannier setup. Which is great. This trip we're kind of setting up a base camp for 4 days. I don't have to carry all the stuff to ride. So the newest thing I purchased is this right here, and this is the Nemo switch tent. It is way bigger than I would expect to bring on a motorcycle or like to. That being said, I got a 20-liter Osprey straight jacket compression bag. It is super easy to get the rainfly and the tent in here, cinch it down, and this is definitely doable. I keep the tent stakes separate, as well as the poles, which are really the worst part of the tent. You can see there, they're pretty big, pretty long. It's only 2 poles. It's super easy to set up, and the tent is awesome, which is why I am bringing it. I'm bringing 2 trekking poles, which I can post up and then guy lines out, and I have a big front porch in case it rains or it's super hot, if I want to eat under it or whatever it may be. So I'm going with the bigger, heavier tent for this trip. I do have to add a top bag for that. I have the 50-liter dry spec duffel, and then I got my inserts here, the 35-liter dry bags that insert into the Tusk Pilot panniers. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is kind of break it down. I've got my shelter, got my camp chair. Right here is my clothes, a mid-layer jacket, thermals just in case. A couple of the nights here it's been getting into the 50s and 40s, so I want to make sure I'm comfortable with that. 1 pair of camp pants, 2 pairs of underwear, and then 1 set of clean base layers. So that's all there. And one extra pair of socks. So emergency kit, there's a life straw in there. I'm not going to need it for this trip, but it's there. Some batteries, your basic emergency kit stuff, med kit and all that. So I always keep that. Here's a light that just hangs inside the tent, and then I have another little collapsible lantern type light that I have around camp, so that helps, as well as 1 or 2 flashlights in here. This is tire changing, spoons, all the stuff I just used, spare tube, little air compressor, and a little folding saw just in case on the trail. That is not going to go in a bag, but gets mounted on top of my roto packs up there. Toolkit, it's got everything in there that I need. I pretty much use this even to just work on the bike in the garage because it's got everything. And that just sits in the back there, in the back of that bottle holder. I just use it for the tool roll. I got my camp pillow, little inflatable pillow, my sleeping bag, the Big Agnes Q-Core Deluxe insulated sleeping pad. Got that from Moto Camp Nerd. Awesome website if you haven't checked it out. And I know actually he will be at the rally too, selling some gear. And he's doing demos of gear and stuff like that, so you can check that out. But I got that from there. This is just a North Face puffy jacket that I shoved in that stuff sack. Got a pair of Vans as my camp shoes. They're pretty flat and they fit in the panniers pretty easily, so those are my go-tos. I think that's pretty much it, to be honest. We have to bring our own water, so I got my Camelback, which is 2 liters, and then these are each about, I think, 32 ounces, so 64 ounces, just shy of another 2 liters. That should be fine, and when we ride, I'll grab water before heading back to camp, so I'll have plenty. I don't need my cooking equipment because they'll be providing food, breakfast, coffee, all that, which is sweet. Other than that, I have a tripod, which will actually get strapped to the top of the pannier, not in it, and then a smaller tripod for the GoPro right in the tank bag, as well as some other stuff, headlamp and spare batteries, rechargeable batteries, basic stuff. Won't go over that, but move this stuff out of the way, show you how this stuff packs up, get it on the bike, and see how it fits. So as far as each pannier, I kind of broke it up. Throw my sleeping bag here in the bottom, and I've got really plenty of room in here once I do all this. Got the puffy jacket in there, got my little camp pillow. We'll go ahead and just throw the sleeping pad, as well as the shoes, which I will just kind of shove in there. And that should all close up nice. I got plenty more room in there. Pannier number 2. We'll put the clothes down in there. Get this here. Emergency kit and lights. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just do one of these water bottles. That will be that. Now the left pannier is just a little bit heavier, which is fine because I put my tool roll in this one, so that'll add that bit of extra weight and balance it out. All right, that's that. Big duffel bag, plenty of space. Put that tent in there. Got these very long poles that fit perfectly in there. Again, pain in the ass, and I would never really do it, but because this trip I've got plenty of space and don't need to ride all day, I'm throwing those trekking poles. As I said, I could tie it off to the bike, the little front porch, which is cool, but it's just a lot easier and works better with the trekking poles. Got my seat in here. That will do that. For the 50-liter dry bag, which, as you can see, is way more than enough space. And so let's see how these fit in here. I think I gotta loosen up. Loosen these straps here. But you can see that fits perfect. Roll this down nice and easy. Got 2 clips. And then these 2 front clips, which I'll cinch up. Not going to bother now. But usually what I'll do as well, take this full-size tripod and I'll go ahead and slide it through here when I cinch it down. It's right on top, easy, doesn't take up room. Down in there. This one's a little bulkier, but it is lighter. I got the tool roll, which will just slide down right in there nicely. Give that a nice roll. This will go strapped right back here with some rock straps, and this 50-liter duffel will go right there. So that is the setup. Everything packed up. A couple of new things on the bike. I did end up going and putting bar risers on. I went with 19 millimeters. They are the smallest that I could find. I didn't want much, but that little bit of rise, and I pushed the handlebars just a tad forward, helped when standing a lot, way more comfortable. The other thing, and the only other thing I did, was ditched those Night Designs foot pegs that dropped down 1 inch. They were not great for off-road, which I knew going in, but I figured I'd try them. Went with the IMS Pros here. Awesome peg. I really like them, nice and wide. Put the shift lever and the brake lever back up to standard height, and it's great with the bar risers. Everything's fine. So alright guys, well that does it for this video. Got our new tires mounted, got our stuff packed up, ready to go for the rally next week. Again, check it out. The rally is from the 16th to the 19th. It is the 2nd year running. They've got a bunch of sponsors there, Touratech, Giant Loop, a bunch of others. I know, like I said, Moto Camp Nerd will be there. If you haven't checked that website out, definitely do. I will obviously be filming it, so look for that video coming soon. It's put on by Cheyenne Ledyard. Awesome, glad he put that stuff together. There will be a lot of other YouTube people there, local guys here in South Carolina, Bearded Grump, One Old Man Riding, a couple others, Moto Photo Adventures. Those guys are great. If you haven't checked any of those out, you definitely should. I'm excited to meet them in person and hang out at the rally with them. I'll be riding out with Dana as well as Alex, who you've seen before, on Thursday, and I think we're going to hit parts of the Scar before setting up camp and kind of take it from there. Dana as well, not on YouTube, but has a really awesome motorcycling, adventure motorcycling blog, StrikerADV.com. Check that out. He has some great reviews, some blogs about, you know, trips he's done in the past when he lived in Colorado, trips we've done like the Northeast, alternate of the Scar, amongst others. So definitely check all that stuff out. Hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for next week.